Hey, Pat, this is around when we start every day, okay? In about 45 minutes, I'm going to be doing the full The Damage Report show with Frederick Joseph. First time co host on the show, author. It should be a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to that. And we've got a ton of stories. We've got like 7 different stories. We're not going to get through all of them, but we also have some things to talk about beforehand, including a little bit of sort of quasi breaking news. And the theme today is one of my favorite activities is to root around under the political bus and see who has been thrown under it recently, and we've got a few of them. So, let's start with Barr, because I see Steve C. is saying, hey, John, I said Barr would be fired. Well, look, I don't remember exactly where I came down on it, but I think that what I said was that it is unlikely that they will get rid of Barr, even though he did commit, the ultimate sin from Donald Trump's point of view, which is, we should have a segment, actually. We should have a little segment. Anyway, which is acknowledging reality in a way that makes Donald Trump look bad, not showing sufficient loyalty, wherein loyalty is defined as just saying whatever it is that Donald Trump wants you to say. He didn't do that. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who are joining, and hello to all of you, please hit the like button if you haven't already. There's almost 1,000 of you, and only 212 likes. Unacceptable, I say, okay? I'm not going to be thrown under the bus. But anyway, I guess I was quasi-wrong, because they decided that they're going to get rid of William Barr. Now, we have to figure out why. Why get rid? Not like, why did he want to get rid of him? Obviously, he was disloyal, even though nobody has done the work, aside from, oddly enough, the other person we're going to talk about who's under the bus, to prove to Trump and deliver for Trump that they're loyal and all of that. So we know why he wanted to fire him, but why fire him with like 4-5 weeks to go until inauguration? Why actually do that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is because he can. It could be as simple as that. It could not be a part of any plan. It couldn't be in furtherance of some sort of goal. It could simply be that William Barr made him feel bad and so he fired him. That's possible. That's certainly possible. It's possible that William Barr wasn't the one who came up with it, maybe. Like, it's possible that it was actually his idea, but I don't think that that's likely. Now, arguably, he might want to do that, to show some sort of distance before the very end. But anyway, we don't even need to really engage with that idea, because Donald Trump has sort of said, the way he's been characterizing their final meeting is relatively politely. Now, that is not proof that he won't be, throwing Barr under the rhetorical bus soon. That could still come. He'll say nice things and then decide that he's more pissed off later on. But if it was Barr's idea to jump ship, no, I don't think that Donald Trump would be providing any sort of cover in terms of PR for that. That I find hard to believe. So I'm assuming at this point that this does have to be Donald Trump's idea. Now, the alternative to just because he can is it actually in furtherance of some sort of goal? Now, there's some Trump surrogate. I'm not going to show you the video or anything like that on the show today, but there's some Trump surrogate over the past day who's been saying that he is trying to surround himself with loyalists to continue to contest this thing. And look, that is a possibility. That could be the actual reason. William Barr didn't really help him out in terms of these court cases. I'm not entirely sure what he could do. Like, from a realistic point of view, the idea that, just go and find the fraud is going to be difficult to do if there isn't any fraud. It could be that he wants to get someone in to sort of gin up something that could be made to seem to be fraud, to give some sort of support to his ongoing court cases. That is possible. The issue with that is there is like no time. I mean, look, maybe he could choose an acting AG today. Maybe that's happening right now. I mean, after all, in less than 40 minutes or so, as we're going live, Trump is going to be having some sort of press conference, at least according to Kayleigh McEnany. It could be possibly about that. It could be announcing the new AG. I think it's more likely to be a response to the Electoral College vote from yesterday. He's going to come up and he's going to say that he's still fighting and all of that. Maybe he's going to talk about the alternate slates of electors that he has or something like that. It's possible that he also slips in an AG at the end of it, or that an AG comes in a few days. But either way, there is just not a lot of time for the AG to get in there and to find something, unless he's elevating someone who's already in the Department of Justice now that might have already been trying to sort of figure out what they're going to cast as evidence of voter fraud. That is a possibility, but again, there is not much time, and all of these at this point are long shots. He's not going to get an actual AG confirmed in this time. I don't see that happening. But that doesn't mean he's not going to choose one. I don't know. Oh, did he really say that in his? I didn't see that actually. Okay, so they do actually have one. Okay, well, that moves up the timeline a little bit. It's possible, but oh my God, the long shots are getting longer and shottier with every day. Now there were a couple of super chats I don't want to miss, so let me. Somebody's saying the stream is cutting out, but my internet seems fine. I'm not having any sort of problems that I can see. Rob Shively says, did you see the main show yesterday? Actual policy debate instead of covering this nonsense? I missed that. Okay, that's fine, Rob. I would argue I also covered quite a bit of the policy, but the thing is that this still is ongoing. We're not past this, and so I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to pretend that it's not still a threat, theoretically, to American democracy. It is. It'll hopefully be gone in a few weeks, but it is still there. Let's see. Wayne Cigar says, Wasabi Dragon says hi from San Mateo to Dragon Daddy. Thank you, Wayne, and to San Mateo, hello. Krieg says, because Barr disagreed with Trump in public and proving Trump didn't have a case. Well, yeah, totally. No, that is why. I'm just trying to figure out where they're going from here. Sarah K says, hi, John. I admire you for how you involve your audience. It's so rare and you're so genuine. Thanks. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Okay, so Barr, I guess, is gone. I mean, you never know with him. He popped up after like a multi-decade time spent in the bushes. It's possible that maybe in 20 years, when Eric Trump is president, he'll bring Barr back to be AG again. Who knows, honestly. But it's not just him, it's also Mitch McConnell. So Mitch has acknowledged, as of today, that Joe Biden is going to be the president and that he has won the election, saying the Electoral College has spoken. I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden. The president-elect is no stranger to the Senate. He's devoted himself to public service for many years. I also want to congratulate the Vice President-elect, our colleague from California, Senator Harris. Beyond our differences, all Americans can take pride from our nation, that our nation has a female Vice President-elect for the very first time. I look forward to finishing out the next 36 days strong with President Trump. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. I'm glad to see that. Of course, assuming that he maintains control of the Senate, after these Georgia runoffs, he's going to do absolutely everything he can to make sure that that first female VP and her president get absolutely nothing done. So it's like nice language. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't say anything about what he's actually going to do. But he is acknowledging it. And we have been asking them to do that. So, no, yeah. So Mr. Snacks is saying, did you spot the smirk on his face? And he said, sure. No, the entire thing is disingenuous, obviously. But we do want them to acknowledge it. I think that is important. Even though that doesn't make them any less fake or any less craven for taking this long. It doesn't mean that their motives going forward aren't going to be any different. Mitch McConnell is screwing us over every single day that he obstructs the COVID aid package from going through, and that has been going on for literally months. So no, he's still a terrible person. But it is important that they do this. And there is, I guess, at least some risk, by the way. I'm going to turn to that in 1 second after I catch up on these super chats. Rob Shively says, that wasn't commentary on you, just relief that it's almost over. If it was commentary on me, that would also be fine. You can say whatever you want, Rob, but thank you. And I agree. I don't know what the news is going to look like come February. I mean, we're not going to be past the pandemic. We're still going to be dealing with that. And I do worry that, like, this whole thing of implying that the election was fraudulent, all of that will continue and will be buttressed by those in power like Mitch McConnell, refusing to do nominations and things like that. I wonder to what extent we'll be past it, on January 20th. But it does mean that we at least have the opening for good things to happen. So we're going to be able to cover that. And also, by the way, we have very important elections coming up in 2 years. And I don't just mean the general elections. I mean the primaries beforehand. Incredibly important because our mission to take over the Democratic Party from the inside has not gone away. We now have a new slate of opportunities for primaries, including against people like Chuck Schumer. So that's going to be very exciting. I'm going to look forward to turning back to that. Hot mustard gas, says, it's gross how many people that Trump is having put to death before he leaves office. Totally. Joseph says, hi, John. I just want to say I like your face and remember storm coming, hatchet coming. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, by the way, did you all see this? I don't know if you saw it. There's more than 4,000 of you, of which 1 in 4 have liked the stream. That's actually not that bad. Thank you for that. The rest of you are dead to me, but thank you for that. Did you know what we have as of today? We have something exciting. Something that up until today, only the main show had. TDR didn't have it, and I wasn't going to stand for that. You know what that is? That is YouTube membership. So you can actually become a Damage Report member, sort of for the first time ever here on YouTube. And so this is something that we're trying out. It might get modified a little bit over time. We want to see what people think and you know, figure out sort of what we can give that fits into our schedule, because I have like 3 seconds a day where I'm not talking to a camera. But I'm very excited for it because it means a few things. It means we're going to have occasional content that's exclusive to members. It's going to be a little bit of extra stuff. We're not taking away anything that we already do or anything like that. We also have one thing that I think is kind of cool. We'll see what people. Hey, Gabby's tier 1 member. Gabby is literally the first person I've seen on a stream sign up. Gabby, and Yessie Garcia, and Beth. Hello. No. I see somebody saying that they're going to cancel their. I saw Robin. And was that Denkar? And D, how's it going? And Shay. Black Mama. Oh, Ashley. Chris. Okay, I'm trying to keep up. Kim. Living. Gayuji. Driffin. Welcome to Tier 1. Thank you for. So, if I remember correctly, Mandy, Stephanie, Joshua, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Dragon Song, Archangel, thank you for being members. Jump Toad, how's it going, Jump Toad? Dean Henry. Okay, I am going to fall behind, but thank you in advance. Really, we're going to return to the membership talk, and then just a little bit more news in just a sec. But Max says, good morning, John. Have you read any of Brandon Sanderson's The Stormlight Archive? Seems like it'd be right up your alley and is fantastic. So here is the thing, and I hope that Brandon's not watching this. I read all of The Wheel of Time, and I very much enjoyed Brandon Sanderson's finishing off of it. I will say that while I think he's a very good author, and I am a fan of his podcast, the way he approaches his stories is not necessarily for me. Like, I really like the world building and everything, but like the thing that he does best that everyone loves his work for, his magic systems, it to me is a little bit too technical, a little bit too video gamey, and I've sort of bounced off his stories a few times. I'm sure at some point I'll find one that works for me, but so far, really hasn't. Really did like his Wheel of Time books, though. John Person and Wayne, hello. No says, did you see Jenk sporting the TDR shirt the other night? I actually did not see that stream, but my wife watched it, and she told me it had very nice things to say about the Damage Report, which I appreciate. Tracy and Andrew and Crystal Dragon, thank you. Jim says, love the show, but hey, do your laundry, see behind you? Yeah. So that's my desk, and that's a big pile of clothes that I really haven't even. Those are all my jackets, so I haven't worn those in a long time, but it's very cold here, by the way. The Original Mess and Chris, welcome to Tier 1. And Peggy and Elisa, hello. Casey, welcome to Tier 3. Ooh, Casey. And Dave Pigot's Piece of Pod, welcome. Brianna, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who just signed up a minute ago, just upgraded to Tier 2. That was fast. Thank you. Oh my God, and now she's upgraded to Tier 3. Obi-Wan Kenobi, thank you for that. Black Cougar and Dorian, hello. Yes, he says, take all of my money, John. Thank you for all you do. Being a dreamer is so hard, but I'm happy and hopeful I have people like you on my side. Thank you, Yessie. And hopefully that is an area where Biden will be able to do some stuff, and especially if the Senate is taken. But again, reminder that just like with super chats and just like with all of that, any support you can offer to either the channel or to the network is obviously very important, and thank you so much for it. But just bear in mind, the money doesn't go directly to me or anything like that. That's not how it works. But thank you. Christopher and Denise, welcome to Tier 1, as well as Kelly and Lias and Dabby. Red Bar says, hi, John. I love watching TDR every day from Oz, claiming cognitively their dragon. If it's available, it is, and thank you. I love our Australian viewers. Stamatina, welcome. And Peggy, who just upgraded to Tier 2, thank you for that. So, emojis That's going to be fun. That's one of my favorite things about the Twitch communities that have access to the emojis. So now there's going to be some emojis. How many we can have is very dependent on how many members actually sign up. So we're going to have to see. We'll add more as we can. Kelly just upgraded. Thank you, Kelly. That's awesome. I'm so excited for this. Jank has so much fun interacting with the YouTube members as well. So especially because for these, Natasha, welcome to Tier 1. So this pre-show is, as of right now, and I believe will be for a very long time, will be exclusive to YouTube. And so this will add just a little one extra way we can sort of interact. I'm curious if I'll be able to see the emojis. I'm not sure. Silver Dragon says, wearing my Dragon Squad tee. Awesome, Silver. Ty Johnson and Zane. Welcome to Tier 3, Zane. eHarmony, Zachary, welcome as well. Can I be the Mom DeLorean? That's pretty funny. And so at Tier 3, there's going to be Incredible Journeys and Stacy Wilson. Thank you. Celia, thank you for your super chat. So on Tier 3, there's going to be a monthly Q&A session where we're just going to chat. We can talk about whatever you want. It's going to be a little bit more personal, a little bit smaller community, obviously. Allison, welcome. And by the way, I forget exactly which tier, but one of the tiers just gets earlier access to our interviews. So every day, every weekday, I do interviews that aren't live. And those always go out, and they will. None of these are going to be kept to just the members or anything like that. But usually we don't automatically put them up. We put them up on the weekends and things like that to give you a little bit more content to tide you over until the next week. Robert Johnson, welcome, and MZ, welcome. And so the members are going to be able to access those as soon as they're uploaded. They're going to be available to everyone. And generally, these interviews are not super timely. So if you can't become a member, and by the way, there is literally no one who does a channel or a stream that has access to membership. There's more understanding of people who can't necessarily afford to become members. You're not going to lose access to that. It's still going to be available and on the same schedule as always. It's just that the members might get it earlier than they would have otherwise. It's not being delayed or anything like that. If you can support the channel, I would love that. I would love for Jank to be able to see that someday we have more YouTube members than the Young Turks itself. How awesome would that be? And all of this, regardless of what form your support comes in, if you send super chats like Zane just did, it says Tier 3, baby. Love you, Dragon Daddy. I'll say it. I'll say it this time. Hashtag spanked me, Dragon Daddy. Loving membership access. This is awesome, Dragon Squad. There, I said it once. Thank you, Zane. And Kenny, welcome to Tier 1. Heather, welcome to Tier 1. So if you send super chats, if you send bits on Twitch, Shona, welcome to Tier 1. If you are a YouTube member or a subscriber on Twitch or anything like that, basically all of this helps to maintain, go along with all of that. We get to be very independent of that, and we get to continue to grow because I love TYT. I love it being stable, but I want it to be bigger. I want us to expand once we're past this pandemic, and hopefully this will help us to do that. So thank you to all of you who are already signing up. I do love that. Slow Money Green, thank you for your thanks for being you. I appreciate that. Shona Fergus, welcome. Ku and Maddie Mo, welcome. Hello. AN and Wakim, welcome. Alana Hampton says, how hype are you about Wheel of Time show on Prime? I am actually very excited. I mean, I'm very nervous, just like I was with Game of Thrones before that came out. I'm nervous about what the adaptation will be like. And Wheel of Time, I think, is harder to adapt than Game of Thrones. But imagine, for the three of you in the audience that might have watched Wheel of Time, if that becomes a thing like Game of Thrones that people are talking about, how exciting would that be? And it is Amazon, and they do good shows, so we'll see. Jesus Ghost says, honestly, John, we enjoy your show more anyway. About time you get some subs. Don't tell Salty Dragon. Well, she wants me to be successful too. Norma, welcome to Tier 1. Joyce as well, thank you. Lazy Peon, thank you for your super chat. Lydia Rainbow, welcome. Okay, so look, the only other little bit of news that I want to mention is that we did have a Republican who left the Republican Party over all the election stuff, Representative Paul Mitchell. And this is one of those things that we occasionally come up against where it's good that you left it. We want you to speak out and to say that, a line has been crossed at the party. But the thing is, it's always going to just be a natural, knee-jerk to it happening to say, it took this long? Should the election stuff cause you to leave the party? Yes. Should it have taken till the election to do that? Should it have taken like 5-6 weeks after the election to do that? No, that's crazy. So it's like, okay, good, Paul Mitchell, I'm glad. But like, all the other stuff didn't do it. Like, this is really the thing. Okay, good. These are complex emotions. We need German, really, for this. They're the only ones that have the words that really have the nuance for, like, good and bad emotions that you feel simultaneously. It's like, good, I guess. Marianne and Stefanik, welcome to Tier 1. Peggy says, my nickname was Dragon Lady when I was a youngin'. Can I keep it here? You 100% can. You were called Dragon Lady when you were young? That is interesting. Graph, welcome to Tier 1. And Dragon Rain, very cool name there. Magic and Moonbeams, welcome. Joan and Charlie, welcome. I'm really hoping that once I'm on my desktop watching during the show, I'll be able to see the emojis. That's going to be very exciting. But anyway, yeah, if you want to become a member, you can do that by clicking on the join button, and it'll lay out what the perks are, what you get, and all of that. And like I just said, never feel like you are in any way obligated to do any sort of monetary support for the network. And never feel that, like, if you don't do that, you're somehow less of a supporter of the show or a fan of the show, or that you're not part of Dragon Squad or anything like that, because there is nothing that is further from the truth than that. These are very hard times. And these hard times came after times that were already very hard for people. So never feel anything like that. Anyway, okay, so that's really the pre-show, but we've got a full show that's coming. Oh, you are definitely obligated, Amber points out, to hit the like button. If you don't do that, you suck. Sorry, that's free. You could do that, unless you're not signed in, I guess. So if you don't want to sign in, if you don't want Google to track you, I guess, then you don't have to. But if you're signed in, hit the like button, I suppose. Anyway, Frederick Joseph is going to be joining me on the Damage Report. We've got a full rundown, so much to talk about. We're getting close to the holidays. We're going to try to bring you a little bit of fun here. We're going to see how it works. Mistiff says here, guilt trip. No, I was opposite of guilt tripping you. I was trying to de-guilt trip you. But anyway, well, Nove says, but I can't get my shout out to my dog Pepe without sending money. Okay, I didn't see the comment. There's been a lot of comments about Pepe, but Pepe, I'm sure you're a good boy. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We've got the show coming up in just a little bit, so definitely stick around. You can watch here on YouTube, maybe with your new membership if you have it, or over on Twitch or for the members and all of that. Either way, we'll be talking with you in just a little bit. Michael, thank you. And for now, I'll see you in a few.